Story title: A single dad janitor told the general, "My daughter has this ring too." Then everything changed. The camera fades in on a dimly lit military base hallway. A janitor in a worn-out uniform mops quietly while the sound of boots echoes from afar. His hands are rough, his eyes tired, but when he glances at the small silver ring tied around his neck with a string, a faint smile crosses his face. He whispers softly, "One more day, Lily. Just one more day." Before I continue, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this story will touch your heart and remind you that sometimes, life changes when truth and love finally meet courage. It all began when Tom Harris, a single dad, took a janitor's job at the military academy to keep a roof over his daughter's head. He wasn't always a janitor. Years ago, he had been a decorated soldier, a quiet hero who never sought attention. But after losing his wife in a tragic accident, Tom left the service to care for his little girl, Lily. The medals, the ranks, the titles, they all meant nothing compared to being a father. Lily was 8, bright-eyed, and full of dreams. Every morning before school, she'd slip on a small silver ring with an eagle engraved, a gift from her mother, identical to the one Tom wore around his neck. She'd say, "Dad, we're a team, right? Always together." And Tom would smile, ruffle her hair, and reply, "Always, kiddo." But the world wasn't kind. Between bills, rent, and school expenses, Tom barely managed to keep up. Working nights cleaning the academy floors was exhausting, especially when some of the officers treated him like he was invisible. Still, Tom never complained. He just did his job quietly, grateful for the chance to be near the military world he once loved, and perhaps, to teach his daughter the meaning of resilience. One evening, while cleaning the auditorium after an award ceremony, Tom overheard two young cadets talking. "Did you see the general's new initiative? He's starting a mentorship program for underprivileged kids," one said. "Yeah, but it's only for students with military family connections," the other replied. Tom froze. Lily had dreamed of attending the academy one day. She wanted to follow in her dad's footsteps, though she didn't even know the full story of his service. That program could change her future, but Tom knew they wouldn't even consider a janitor's daughter. Still, something in him whispered, "Try." A week later, fate stepped in. The general himself, stern, respected, and intimidating, dropped by the maintenance hall to check on a building issue. Tom stood at attention instinctively, old habits taking over. "Morning, sir," he said quietly. The general glanced at him briefly. "Morning. You're new here." Tom nodded. "Just keeping the place clean, sir." The general gave a curt nod and walked away, but something about Tom's posture, the way he carried himself, lingered in his mind. There was discipline in the man's silence. A few days later, a ceremony was held to honor fallen soldiers. Tom was tasked with cleaning up afterward. As he swept near the memorial wall, he saw a new plaque being mounted, the name Captain Sarah Harris. His wife. The plaque shimmered under the light, and Tom's eyes welled with tears. He placed his hand gently on the metal, whispering, "You'd be proud of her, Sarah, she's got your heart." The general walked in unexpectedly. He noticed Tom kneeling by the plaque, eyes filled with emotion. "You knew her?" the general asked softly. Tom straightened up. "Yes, sir. She was my wife." The general froze. "Your wife? Captain Sarah Harris of the 5th Division?" "Yes, sir," Tom said quietly, reaching into his shirt and pulling out the small silver ring. "She gave me this before her last deployment. My daughter wears one too." The general's eyes widened. He remembered Sarah, a brave medic who had saved his life during a chaotic battlefield mission years ago. He took a step closer, voice trembling slightly. She saved me. I owe my life to her." For the first time, Tom saw something break through the general's rigid exterior: gratitude and pain. "Why didn't you ever tell anyone who you were?" the general asked. Tom sighed. "Didn't seem to matter anymore. The world moved on. I just wanted my daughter to have a chance, a better life than mine." The general looked at him for a long moment before saying, "Your daughter, she wears that same ring?" "Yes, sir. She believes it's her lucky charm." The general's jaw tightened as if making a decision right there. "Bring her tomorrow," he said firmly. "I want to meet her." The next day, Lily walked into the academy, nervous but clutching her father's hand tightly. She wore her best dress and the little silver ring gleamed on her small finger. The general knelt to her level, smiling kindly. "You have your mother's eyes," he said gently. "Do you know what that ring means?" Lily nodded proudly. "It means family. My mom's ring, my dad's ring, and mine, we're all together, always." The general's eyes shimmered with emotion. He stood up, looked at Tom, and said, "Your wife once told me that bravery doesn't always wear a uniform, sometimes, it wears a father's heart." I think she was right. From that day forward, everything changed. The general personally arranged for Lily to be accepted into the mentorship program, ensuring her education and future were secure. But that wasn't all. Word spread about the quiet janitor who was once a war hero, the man who served without recognition, loved without condition, and sacrificed everything for his child. At the next academy ceremony, Tom stood in the crowd, unnoticed as usual, until the general took the podium and called his name. "Mr. Tom Harris," the general announced, voice echoing through the hall, "today we honor not just a soldier, but a father whose courage reminds us what service truly means." The hall erupted in applause as Tom stood there, holding back tears. Lily ran to him, hugging him tightly as the crowd stood in respect. The general saluted him, not as a superior to a subordinate, but as a man honoring another man's heart. Later, as they walked home, Lily looked up and said, "Dad, Mom's ring really is magic." Tom smiled, brushing a tear away. "No, sweetheart. The magic was always in you." And from that day on, the janitor who once swept the floors of the academy became a symbol of humility, love, and the power of never giving up, proving that no job, no title, and no loss can ever erase the strength of a parent's heart. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Because somewhere out there, another single parent needs this reminder that their quiet sacrifices are not unseen, and their love can change everything.